back. WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are positively taking the Maryland Crab Cake Tour on the road through the 4th of July. We're going to be at State Fair on the 30th on Thursday. I'll be giving away these fantastic Show Me $10,000 scratch-offs, at least $4 in winnings here, and big prizes in the Show Me portion of the scratch-offs. Also brought to you by our friends at Goodwill and our friends at Window Nation, where you buy two and you get two free. We will be at Costas next Thursday after the 4th of July. Then we're going to have a little downtime, and then we're going 31 crab cakes and 31 breweries in 31 days. All of it brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. John Martin joins us now. He is the director of all things lottery and gaming with the Maryland Lottery, and we're getting ready for our football gaming as well. And boys, jackpots, I mean, they're both going to be at $500 million soon here if somebody doesn't crack this, John.
Oh, that could very well be, Nestor. How are you doing today, sir? It's a great day here at Maryland Lottery. Every day is a great day. We have winners every day that come in here, but those jackpots, you're right, are now dueling jackpots, which is our favorite thing here. They're up well north of 300 as we speak. Mega's at 360 and Powerball's at 365. So a little competition between the two.
How many states participate? How many guys like you could have the winner come in the next day if they win something like this?
First off, as you know, there's no one like me.
I know this. You are unique.
All right. But there are directors at lotteries in 46 states, 45 states, plus the District of Columbia. So
okay, so there's 46 poobahs like you that, and you're pulling for a Maryland win, right? Like, I mean, when this thing gets like this, you know, you want the publicity, you want the winner to be from Leonardstown or Cumberland or wherever, right?
There is that, anytime you get a group
Look,
of
you're
like
smiling just thinking about it, you know, right?
Yeah, anytime you get a group of like people together, there's always that one-upsmanship. You know, there's some poor schlub, I won't name who he or she happens to be, but there are some poor schlub out there that's never had a jackpot, right? So they don't even know what this is like. We've been very fortunate, knock on wood, we've been very fortunate to have Mega Millions and Powerball winners grace our intergalactic headquarters here from time to time.
What's the biggest one you've done? Couple $100 million? I mean, what's the biggest Maryland that you can remember? I mean, I'm not.
Oh, well, last January we had in Lonaconing out in Western Maryland, we had a $700 million plus, which was the largest Maryland win.
Oh, wow. 700 million. Like I'm just thinking about where we are at 300 million, because 300 million would be enough for my wife. I mean, this makes her play, you know, once it gets to the third digit, now she's getting me. She buys some tickets. We got to buy some tickets because she's up in New Hampshire right now. So it's on to me that if we don't win the big jackpot,
that pressure, man.
Yeah.
How can you deal with that? Wow.
When you said Lonaconing, you reminded me, because we did talk about this once. I went to Lonaconing last year. You come off of 70 way up north out of Cumberland, and you go south, like straight southwest, like you're going to Arizona, but you're going to West Virginia, and you're going through this little mining kind of town.
Oh yeah.
And there's this beautiful, beautiful monument baseball park that's the Lefty Grove Memorial Hall of Famer baseball park in Lonaconing. And we drove by it at 40 miles an hour. My wife's driving. I'm like, stop. She's like, what did you see? Did you see something? I said, there was a baseball park, but we got to go back there and look. I said, turn around. We might not come this way again. You don't come to Lonaconing often, although I may be going back in August, right? But for you with the big jackpots and the light that shines on that, for all of you who do this across all the state lotteries and stuff, the notion that you get a winner that it could happen day after tomorrow, right? There's going to be a drawing, and hey, we sold a winning ticket at the Rofo in Aberdeen or whatever, right?
Well, absolutely, and
that's why that gets everybody in your office excited, right?
You have to be, because first and foremost, we sell integrity, and I tell that to people every day in our business, and integrity means that people who you're asking to part with their hard-earned dollars need to know that. Again, it's on the up and up.
Up and up. That's my dad's phrase, but don't let me steal that one. That's my dad.
And that real people like them win. And anytime you've got the Lonaconings of the world and you know, those places that are tucked away, it just reinforces the fact that yes, on any given day, any one individual playing responsibly can be have a life-altering prize. You know, and sometimes it's not so much life-altering, but it's just a feel-good story. We had one recently. I'm going to say it was in Hale Thorpe, where we had a guy who's our new Pick 5 ticket. We've had that in the marketplace since February now. And here's a guy who was a former Pick 4 player, and all he did was he added a 0 to his Pick 4 number.
Simple.
Simple.
Like I want to do with my
Bam.
salary.
Bam. He hits a $25,000 winning pick 5 ticket. Or the story, and all these stories are on mdlottery.com. So I don't
Well, when
make
somebody wins 700 million in loan accounting, and this is just what I'm thinking because I've been to loan accounting. There's a part of me that thinks, oh, I hope they move off to Bimini or wherever, and I'm thinking, nah, I hope they love loan accounting and their good life in loan accounting and they stay there and they vacation in Bimini. Now they have enough money to do that. But when you have that kind of money, you do. It would be so life altering and thought altering as to what would make you happy if you had money, right? If you had that kind of money, you'd say, I'm happy in loan accounting. Why would I leave, right? That's even a better story if you love your current life so much that you wouldn't want to leave it. It's where all your friends and family are, right?
Well, again, it is a lot about friends and family. Like the story we had of recently on the Eastern Shore, a gentleman, a grandfather who was fortunate enough to win not once but twice on Keno recently, and he's taken his significant winnings and wants to enjoy a pop-up camper for his children and grandchildren. So again, he doesn't have grandiose plans of going to Bimini.
Humble goals, right?
Yeah, humble goals. I like that.
Yeah,
no humble goals.
John Martin is here. He is the director of the Maryland Lottery and Gaming. We're going to talk a little bit about SWARC. We're going to talk some casino stuff. But first things, scratch offs. I'm out. I'm giving these away. State Fair on Thursday this week, before the 4th, 30th, and then the 7th. We're going to be at Costas. And tell everybody about the scratch off plays. There's a machine in Costas. By the way, you mentioned Keno. Saw somebody win Keno the other day. I was pretty excited. I was in there. I was actually having the lobster with crab imperial because I wanted to feel royal, and my wife wasn't around, and I was there to eat it all. And but I did see somebody that were playing Keno at the bar, and they won. And that's the part of it that maybe I didn't understand until I went into business with you guys. Just how excited people get when they win. When I give people a scratch off and they win, and they might win a lot with these because this is a serious game here, right? There's no little prizes in Show Me, right?
Exactly. Correct. And you're right. The winning experience is fun and is different for each person. But the nice thing about the Keno and racetracks both, which are kind of social games, meaning they're played in bars and restaurants and places where you already have a gathering, hopefully of friends. And you're right. Just to observe this, hey, what's going on over there? And somebody gets excited because they won, $50 or $100. But it's part of that fun and excitement. That's why we do a lot of things with our scratch off tickets on second chance promotions as well. Because not only can you, if you don't win initially on that ticket, don't throw it away, put it into your My Lottery rewards account and you can get some fabulous prizes and promotions. Like for instance, right now, you're very familiar with this. We have our Home Run Riches Bases Loaded ticket, where if someone chooses to, they enroll and they become the contestant of the game for the Orioles game. And should they hit home runs in that game, they then have the opportunity to pay off $500 for each home run.
Which would have been a lot the other night. If you were up late, they're hitting home runs, John.
That's where I was going with this. Let me get the individual here who can benefit most. Mr. Charles Jones of Baltimore, Maryland. They hit five homers, and that's an additional $2,500 plus a $3,000 non-winning ticket win. How about that, huh?
It makes me want to make my name Charles Jones. And
you're a little late.
I know he's already won. When you get a Charles Jones winner, you better make sure you get the right Charles Jones, because I got a Luke Jones around here. Love that $2,500.
But that's the fun. We've got Family Feud, second chance contest with their scratch off. We've got Monopoly second chance contests. Plenty of ways for people, if they don't win initially, to use that ticket for still an opportunity to win a cash prize. Because
I go to mdlottery.com from time to time and I learn about these promotions. You had a winner recently with a story about going to the doctor and winning $100,000. Like, everyone has a story, because I don't know, other than my wife, and that's not even true about my wife, because my wife doesn't go to the store to get a lottery ticket. She'll see. Well, she does, though. Like, we live downtown. She would go down to the liquor store just because, like, it was $300 million, right, and buy a ticket. But for the most part, people are out at Royal Farms, at a Wise, doing this, doing that, at Costas, getting lobster or whatever. And they're like, no, I'll play. I'm here. It's easy. It's a couple bucks. I got money in my pocket. I want to play. I want to win. But everybody has a story of when they bought the ticket when they win $100,000, right? And why they bought it, and how they almost probably didn't buy it.
You tend to remember those things. And yes, your story there that you related, the woman's on her way to a doctor's office and got off the bus, and who knows what compels people in those moments to do the things that they do. But it's always a fun story to hear how they fate takes them by the hand, leads them to the counter, and they're able to win a significant cash prize like $100,000. That's always fun.
John Martin is here. He is the director of all things Maryland Lottery Gaming. He joins us each and every week. And, of course, we give these scratch-offs away. We'll be giving a bunch of them away in August all over the state of Maryland as we take the Maryland Crab Cake Tour west from Oakland east to Ocean City during the month of August. And if you are out at Baltimore Positive this month, you will see last year's Crab Cake Tour each and every day during the month of July, in addition to Purple Rain 1 and 2, and even the Peter Principles all before the end of the summer, releasing a lot of writing. We're getting closer, right? Like the death of Goose last week rocked me, obviously Jalen Ferguson, but the football thing, and I looked up, and the Ravens sent me the other day their training camp schedule. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm talking 4 weeks, and I don't have a vacation. I did my vacationing last month. I'm just working. And I'm like, when's July 27th, July 28th? That's really soon. And we're going to have football. And it feels like September 8th isn't far off, right? So September 8th is the kickoff of the NFL season. Where are we with the alternate gaming places that we've talked about, and where's Swark at this point? Because I know the governor wants, I'm going to have the governor on August 30th during the Crab Cake Tour. I'm sure the governor on August 30th would like to see the casinos at full blast by September the 8th, because we put a lot into this, and no offense to anybody out there, you're collecting a little bit of money on this for the state of Maryland. That's why it's legal. So they want to make it accessible so we can collect more tax revenue, right? And let people play, right?
That's the whole concept. And as recently as to this week, SWARC will be reviewing on a preliminary basis draft regulations for both the mobile wagering licenses as well as the additional retail competitively bid licenses. There are 30 of those for the brick and mortar locations.
30, and there's only 5 currently open and a handful given, right? So there's over 20 licenses still to be decreed, right? Or whatever we say, given.
There's actually 90 licenses that are
Okay.
still in the pipeline. That's 30 more brick and mortar. You're right, there are 5 locations and 4 more in the pipeline, in the bullpen, should we say. And then there's up to 60 mobile licenses. And what we've done at mdlottery.com, you can go there and get some more information about it. Actually, you can go to our alternate site, mdgaming.com, and find out how you can, if you're interested in getting into the licensing business for either mobile or the additional brick and mortar locations. We have begun the parallel process. It's a 2-step process. It's both the SWARC process as well as the lottery process to get people. You go to the sports wagering.
Yeah, I can contact us. We have everything. I'm pulling it up for those listening on the radio. Yep. You can go to mdgaming.com. I'm doing that out on the scan right now, but it's it's all here, and all the licensing, all the info. I mean, I didn't think it would be. I thought it would read like a Cheesecake Factory menu, and it's thick. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on, but this is not a simple process going into the casino business. Literally,
no, but the good news is in the 2 weeks that we've opened up the e-licensing portal, so people can start to get their background information to us, so we can start the vetting process. Again, it's a parallel track with the SWARC. We've had over 20 people with interest to get into that marketplace. So again, the momentum is building up. We need SWARC to confirm their regulation and application process, so we can run that in tandem with our background information and looking at the financial integrity and the strength of entities or individuals who choose to get into the market. And that process will take us several months. And it is the hope, while the governor's charge is to get it done before the season starts, I'm thinking it may be more realistic that sometime during the 2022 campaign is when we'll be able to take the wraps finally off the mobile wagering.
So you do think it could happen before, let's say, the Super Bowl, which would give you a long leap, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
okay.
It certainly has to happen from a public opinion standpoint, but a lot's got to happen technically and legally, and have to make sure that we've got the protections in place for players as well as those people who choose to want to participate in it as vendors and suppliers.
All right, I'll cut this short and just say we're going to make sure it's on the up and up. John Martin is here, director of Maryland Lottery and Gaming. The Show Me Scratch-Offs, I'll have these out at the Maryland Crab Cake Tour. Anything else we got going on? I mean, we're giving away baseball money, right? I'm assuming there's going to be a football scratch-off, I hope, in the fall. But this summer, you're putting stuff in for 23 already, in addition to all of the casino and the sports wagering, they're still the primary business of the lottery that just keeps going, right?
We're at that magical time of the year, Nestor. We wrap up our fiscal year, our business side, our accounting side on June 30th, and wipe the slate clean. The scoreboards go to all zeros, and we start on July 1st, building it back up again. We will announce sometime after the official accounting a record-setting performance.
I was going to ask you, did you have a good year? And you're already through record-setting in on me, so right?
Yeah, we had a pretty good year, and I was.
Well, you're working with WNST Baltimore Positive now, so I mean, I can expect that, you know.
Well, you know, who can argue that? Who can argue? But we'll have the final. You know, Carol and her team are working on the final accounting, so we'll get
Timpani, as they would say, for Ed McMahon, right? The final scoreboard, right? Well, I hope to have you out. I don't know when to expect that, but I'm going to be out all during August. I really do hope now that we've got masks off, we can get you out and have a crab cake like we did at Costas last year, and I'll drag you down. You can give me the final numbers for last year, which is the middle of this year, which people that understand fiscal years that run July to June understand this. But hey, I appreciate your being on the up and up and always front standing out in front of all of this stuff here. And at some point, I mean, it is going to be an exciting year. I've had people reach to me about sports wagering and me being in the football business and Luke and making picks on the weekends and stuff. And that's something that I haven't done in a long time. And I think I'm going to roll into seeing how good I am at picking football games around here. We'll have some fun with that.
Wow. There's a thought, huh?
I used to be really good at it. Like gamblers before gambling, you know, but back 20 years ago, people would listen to my Friday show and want to know who I picked. And I'm like, why do you care that I like the Browns or the Bengals this way? I don't know, but they do, and I'm going to do it this year. So we're going to make picks, and we're going to see if people laugh at me or laugh with me all the way to the casino cage and cash. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Football and wagering and a full season of that in Maryland, there's a lot of energy for that in my world, and people that I didn't really know that like gambling on sports, but it's there and it's available, and it's first time ever for old guys like me that don't have to go to Vegas anymore.
Well, we are excited about it because, again, the prospects you alluded to before, we will have a Ravens scratch-off ticket or two coming up in the months ahead. So we're very anxious and excited about that. Plus,
tickets for life.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's a great prize to hopefully win. So we have a lot of fun with that. We also have our anniversary year coming up in calendar 23, our 50th anniversary. We have a lot of things to talk about as we get closer to that.
All right. Well, good. We'll break out the old Wishbone logo from the 70s. You have that?
We might do something like that. Sure.
I see that on the wall when I'm over in your offices once in a while when I pick up my scratch offs from Roz. I see all the old logos of my childhood. So, you know, my wife still says I'm not really working for the lottery until I stand there and pull the balls one night. So I always kid the guys at PA. I'll kid Kurt McEwen about that all the time. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Have a great 4th. All right. Get something on the grill. All right.
Yeah, you as well. Enjoy. Talk to you soon, Nestor.
I can figure out how to operate the grill. My wife's not here. It's a little red button with a flame. I don't know. I've been using the Osterizer. Here's John Martin. We sit and laugh and talk lottery and talk some wagering, talk some sports wagering as well as we get into football season. We do appreciate the sponsorship of the Maryland Lottery. I'll be giving these away at State Fair on Thursday, Costas next Thursday, as well as our friends at Window Nation and our good friends at Goodwill. I had Lisa Rosiniak on this week talking about business and business development and volunteers around the community. You want to check that out as well. I am Nestor. We are WNST, Towson, Baltimore. We never stop talking. Baltimore, positive.